Hello, everyone. Welcome to Finance Freedom Guide, the place where we turn knowledge into action and action into financial independence. Quick question before we dive in. Have you ever felt like you're working hard, but not getting ahead financially? Have you ever wondered how the rich keep getting richer? If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down one of the most powerful personal finance books of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This isn't just a quick summary. We're going deep with real stories from the book, practical lessons, life-changing insights, and a step-by-step plan to help you implement everything in your own life. So before we get into it, tap like, drop a comment with where you're watching from, and share this with someone who needs a money mindset shift. Let's grow together. Grab a notebook. Let's begin. I picked up Rich Dad, Poor Dad at a point in my life when I was working full-time, making decent money, but feeling stuck. I was doing all the right things, working hard, saving a little, staying out of debt, but something wasn't clicking. Then someone told me, you don't have a money problem, you have a mindset problem. And wow, that hit hard. So I went looking. I found this book. And honestly, it changed the way I see the world. Not just money, but work, time, and freedom. So now I'm sharing it with you. Quick question for you. Why are you here? Are you looking for financial freedom, passive income, just trying to learn? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. At the heart of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the story of two father figures in Robert's life. One was his biological father, his poor dad. The other was the father of his best friend, his rich dad. Now, poor dad was well educated. He had degrees, he worked hard, he had a stable government job, but financially he struggled all his life. He believed in getting a good job, working for benefits, saving a little, and retiring quietly. Rich Dad, on the other hand, was an entrepreneur. He didn't finish school, but he understood how money worked. He built businesses, invested in assets, and taught Robert that financial education was more important than formal education. Throughout the book, Kiyosaki shares the conflicting lessons he got from each father and how choosing the rich dad path led to wealth, freedom, and a new way of life. That contrast, the educated but broke father versus the undereducated but wealthy father, sets the tone for the entire book. Let's dig into the lessons. Lesson 1, the rich don't work for money. Here's the first powerful truth. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. At 9 years old, Robert asked Rich Dad how to get rich. So Rich Dad gave him a job at one of his stores, paying very little, 10 cents an hour. After a few weeks of frustration, Robert complained. That's when Rich Dad sat him down and explained, if you learn nothing else, learn this. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Robert learned that most people are stuck in a cycle. Earn, spend, never building wealth. Rich Dad taught him to focus on creating and owning assets that generate income. That way, you're not trading time for money, you're building wealth while you sleep. I used to work overtime every week. Then I met a guy with vending machines. That guy worked a few hours a month and made more than me. I started studying passive income, and now I own multiple income-generating assets. Write down 3 ways you could start earning without your time. Rentals, courses, dividend stocks. Start small, but start now. Lesson 2, financial education is real wealth. Rich Dad didn't put traditional education. He believed in financial education. Schools teach you how to get a job. They rarely teach you how to manage money, understand taxes, invest, or build businesses. Rich Dad taught Robert about assets versus liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes it out. Poor Dad said, your house is your biggest asset. Rich Dad said, your house is a liability unless it pays you. Robert learned early that knowledge is the real asset. If you don't understand money, you'll always lose it, no matter how much you earn. I knew someone with a 6-figure salary and 0 savings, and someone else making less, but who understood investing, bought a duplex, and started living for free in one unit while renting the other. That's the power of financial literacy. Read one finance book a month. Watch content like this. Learn how money flows. It's the most powerful education you'll ever get. This doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means building your assets, your income, not just working for someone else's. Robert worked for Xerox for years. But the whole time, he was building his real estate business on the side. He didn't just earn a paycheck, he reinvested into his own future. I was working a full-time job and built a digital product store. First sale, $9, then $70. 6 months later, I had $1,000 months, all while still employed. Start small, but start. Build a business, online or offline, that puts money in your pocket. What can you sell? What can you teach? What can you automate? Comment below your business idea. Let's build together. Lesson 4, taxes and corporations. This part changed everything for Robert and for me. Poor Dad said, pay your taxes and be honest. Rich Dad said, understand the rules, play smart, use corporations. Rich Dad taught Robert about using legal business structures to reduce tax liability, protect assets, and reinvest earnings. When you earn as an employee, you're taxed before you spend. When you earn as a business, you spend before you're taxed. When I set up an LLC, I could write off my internet, laptop, travel, books, all legal. I saved hundreds and used that money to grow my business. Learn about LLCs, S-corps, and write-offs, track every expense, talk to a financial advisor. Lesson 5, work to learn, not just to earn. This is gold. Every job is an opportunity to gain a skill. Poor Dad told Robert, study hard so you can get a good job. Rich Dad said, learn sales, marketing, leadership, and investing. Those skills pay forever. I took an internship at a digital agency, no pay, but I learned how to write emails that convert. Today, I use that skill to grow this YouTube channel, and it brings in income every month. What skill could change your life? Sales? Copywriting? Investing? Negotiation? Pick one. Start learning now. Lesson 6, start investing early. The earlier you start, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. Robert started investing in real estate in his 20s. He made mistakes, lost money, but kept learning. Eventually, he built a portfolio that paid him monthly, whether he worked or not. I started with $100 a month into index funds. After a few years, thousands saved, automatically. I didn't even notice it growing. Open an investment account, set up automatic deposits, even small ones. Be consistent. The market rewards patience. Deeper lessons, expanded from the book. Robert shares dozens of mini lessons like fear and laziness are your greatest enemies, the power of self-discipline in money management, why emotions control poor people's decisions, how opportunities are seen only by those looking and disagreeing. Each chapter dives into mindset shifts that most schools and families never talk about. You start to realize financial freedom is not about luck. It's about learning, seeing the world differently, and taking action on the right things. Real-life action plan implementation. Let's turn ideas into action. Create a personal financial statement, income, expenses, assets, liabilities. Set one financial goal, passive income, investment, debt-free. Pick one income stream idea and start. Start reading and learning daily. Join a mastermind, community, or online group. Track progress every week. Which one will you start today? Drop it in the comments. Let's wrap it up with the key lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. 1. Don't work for money. Make money work for you. 2. Financial education is more powerful than formal education. 3. Build your own assets. Mind your own business. 4. Understand taxes and how the rich protect wealth. 5. Learn skills that make money and apply them. 6. Start investing early and never stop. If this video helped you, do this. Smash that like button, comment your biggest takeaway, share this video with a friend, and of course, subscribe to Finance Freedom Guide because we're just getting started. This is more than a summary. This is a roadmap. Your financial freedom is possible. It starts with education. It grows with consistency. Until next time, keep learning, keep earning, and keep building the life you deserve. See you in the next one.